And welcome back to my morning report analysis videos on Thursday 22nd of March from me, Rich Pro Market Analyst at Hantec Markets. Looking at dollar yen, where the yen has regained the initiative once again. However, I would point out that every time we get towards 105.50, which I'll put my crosshair on, the market buys into it. Time and time again in the last month, or 4 weeks or so, we've seen these moves to the downside bought into. So this is a really interesting move now. The market is basically back at 105.50 again. If it closes around 105.50 or below, I think that is a bit of an indication that this is again rolling to the downside. But you could still argue, I mean, even though that the market has sort of been ranging, I suppose, to a degree in the last few weeks, there is this sort of trend of lower highs and lower well, I say lower lows. I mean the trend of lower highs. Let's just call it that. I mean because you've got the move that came in 106.60 yesterday, and you sort of look at the fact that the market is still falling away. It is still sort of negatively configured. I mean that is decisively negatively configured on the RSI. Stochastics as well falling back again, although they did show signs of sort of ticking high yesterday before the Fed meeting, but obviously the dollar has come back under pressure again, and the safe haven of the yen has sort of benefited from the trade tariffs that are about to be imposed by Donald Trump. So it all sort of adds up towards sort of putting pressure onto the downside, but as yet we haven't yet had a downside break. So there is still this sort of outlook, I suppose you could say, of a ranging market. Now you've got a rally high, 105.95 today. If that sort of continues to be sort of a resistance and a growing resistance underneath the sort of 106.20 to 106.30 area, which is sort of a sort of near-term pivot range, I suppose you could argue. If that continues to be the case, then the pressure is going to go to the downside, and you've got sort of configuration which would then start to turn a bit more negative on the hourly indicators. But for now, as I said, every time we get towards 105.50, the market seems to be buying it. And again, what we have seen early today is the low 105.51. So that whilst that remains the case, it's difficult to really go overly sort of negative on dollar yen, because you have broken a downtrend, and I've removed that downtrend, but it has been broken. And ultimately, if that is the case, then we're sort of still trading sideways. So until you get a close below it, you can't really go decisively negative on dollar yen. 105.23 is the key low on an intraday basis. So I wish you good luck in your trading, and I'll speak to you later.